The desert stretches wide, endless, and merciless. Each grain of sand, burning with the fire of my longing, every dune rises like the waves of my own heart, cresting with memories, falling with emptiness. Without her the silence is unbearable, not the silence of peace, but the silence of wounds, the silence that screams louder than thunder, the silence that digs into the soul like sharp blades. The falcon circles high above me, its wings slicing the sky, searching, searching, but even the falcon returns to its mate, while I remain here, empty-handed, broken, undone. I walk across the desert with no destination. Only madness guides my steps, madness born from love, madness that burns me alive, without flame. The wind carries her name into my ears. Her laughter is hidden in the rustle of the palm trees. Her touch is written in the shifting sands, and yet she is not here. She is far, and my soul collapses under the weight of her absence. Without her even the horses refuse to gallop, their hooves heavy with sorrow, their breath carrying the pain of their rider. They sense my heart's fracture. They know my crown has no meaning without her beside me. The moon rises, pale and wounded. Its light touches the desert like a lover's memory, soft, gentle, but incomplete. For the moon too knows what it is to wait, what it is to shine without the warmth of the sun. I sit by the fire, but the flames cannot warm the coldness in my veins. I whisper her name to the embers, hoping they will carry my prayer to the heavens. Yet the smoke rises silently, and the stars remain cruel witnesses to my pain. The desert echoes my madness. Every dune repeats my cry. Every shadow mocks my loneliness. I am a king, yet I am a beggar. A ruler, yet I am a prisoner. Chained by her absence, enslaved by my love. The falcons refuse to sleep. They restlessly circle, restless as my own soul. Even the stallions paw the earth, as if they too wait for her return, as if they too know that the heart of their master has gone missing with the queen of his life. Without her my hands tremble, without her my vision blurs. I see mirages in the distance, and every mirage looks like her silhouette. Every shadow bends into her form. I call out, and the desert answers, but the desert is cruel. It gives me echoes, not her voice. It gives me emptiness, not her presence. It gives me madness, not her touch. I remember the nights we rode together, her laughter mixing with the gallop of the horses, her eyes brighter than the stars above us, her soul softer than the desert breeze. Now I ride alone, and even the saddle beside me feels haunted. The place where she once sat is now only a wound that will not heal. The reins slip from my hands, for my strength fades without her touch. My crown tilts, for its weight is unbearable, when she is not there to share it with me. The desert knows my secrets. The stars hold my tears. The winds steal my whispers. And yet they cannot bring her back to me. They cannot mend the madness that grows inside. The trees in the oasis bend low, as though mourning with me. Even the camels cry out at night, their voices heavy with longing. It is as though all of nature grieves, all of creation feels my absence of her. My poetry bleeds from this wound, every word a drop of fire, every line a scream from the depths of my chest. And yet the more I write, the more I bleed. The more I bleed, the more I live. For poetry is the only way I can survive her absence. The madness grows like a storm. It rises with the desert winds. It crashes within me like thunder in the mountains. I am not myself without her. I am a stranger in my own body. I wander the night in silence, my shadow stretching long and broken. The stars dim above me. The sand swallows my footprints, as though even the desert does not wish to remember my pain. She was my compass. She was my direction. She was the voice that calmed my storms, the light that tamed my darkness. Without her I am a falcon with broken wings, a horse without reins, a king without a throne, a man without a soul. I shout to the sky until my throat burns, but only the falcons answer, only the horses neigh, only the desert replies with silence. Madness is my companion, loneliness is my crown, and though the world calls me strong, inside I am shattered, inside I am lost, inside I am nothing without her. The desert echoes my madness, the moon mourns my sorrow, the stars weep my tears, and I remain a man who is crazy without his wife, a soul burning in endless silence. The night has stretched into endless years, even though the sun rises and falls. Time has lost its rhythm, for without her every moment is a wound, and every wound is eternal. I walk among the dunes, the sand slipping between my fingers, like the fragile memories of her smile. Each grain of sand carries her name, yet even if I held the whole desert in my palm, it would not be enough to fill the void she left behind. My madness grows quietly, like fire beneath the ashes. It does not roar, it does not scream, but it burns me from the inside, consuming the man I once was. The stars above witness my agony. They shine with cruel brightness, as though mocking my blindness, for I see only her face in their glow. Every constellation bends into her eyes. Every line of light reminds me of the way she looked at me, soft yet strong, a glance that commanded my soul and tamed my restless heart. Now I am untamed, a stallion without a rider, wild with sorrow, mad with longing. The reins of reason have slipped away, and I run blindly into the desert of my grief. The horses sense my pain, their restless hooves beat against the earth, as if asking where is she, but I have no answer for them. They bow their heads, for even the proudest creatures of the desert understand the fragility of love's absence. Her voice echoes in my ears, not as a sound, but as a memory, a melody that once filled my chest with life. Now it haunts me, playing endlessly, a song I cannot silence, a song that drives me deeper into madness. Even the falcons return with empty claws, as if they too search for her, as if they too know that my heart has been stolen, and they cannot bring it back. The palace feels hollow without her laughter. The walls that once vibrated with her presence now stand cold, mute, and lifeless. Every corner reminds me of her footsteps. Every silence reminds me of her absence. A king's home without his queen is nothing more than a prison, a golden cage with no freedom inside. At night I wander the courtyards, tracing the patterns of the tiles with my steps, hoping that one turn, one corner, will suddenly reveal her silhouette. But only shadows greet me, only the moon follows me, and only madness walks beside me. The desert wind howls like a grieving child. It carries the fragrance of dates and palms, yet even in its sweetness, it reminds me of the sweetness I lost. It whispers her name, carrying it from dune to dune, from horizon to horizon, until even the stars seem to chant her presence, and I collapse beneath the weight of yearning. Without her my throne is heavy, my crown burns upon my head. For what is power without love? What is victory without her arms to embrace me? The desert may bow before me, the falcons may return to my call, the horses may kneel at my feet, but without her I am nothing, a man drowning in his own madness, a poet whose ink is only tears. The desert drinks my tears, yet still I thirst for her. The oasis quenches my lips, but not my heart. I drink the water of life, yet remain dying of her absence. And so I wander, madness my only companion, love my only weapon, hope my only survival. And I pray that the echo of my madness reaches her heart across the distance, and she returns to me before the desert consumes me whole. The court gathers. Voices echo in my hall. They speak of victories, treaties, lands, but their words are dust to me, for my heart is absent. And what is a throne without the queen who gives it meaning? I sit upon the seat of kings. The weight of the crown presses down like a mountain. Every jewel upon it feels heavy, not with glory but with grief. It was her smile that once lightened its weight, her touch that made my rule bearable. Without her the throne is an empty chair, the palace a lifeless tomb. Ministers speak, but I do not hear them. Falcons rest, but I do not see them. All I see is her shadow. All I hear is her voice echoing within me. The crown burns on my head. The gold feels like chains, and the scepter is nothing but wood in my hand. For what is power, if the heart that inspired it is gone? The desert outside calls me. It whispers, leave these walls, seek her. And I long to abandon it all. The throne, the crown, the titles, the victories, just to hold her hand once more, to rest in the simplicity of her embrace, where the madness of this world could not touch me. Without her I am not a king, without her I am not even a man. I am dust in the desert winds, carried endlessly, restless, mad. It is not only in my mind and it is not only in my heart. This madness has reached my blood, flowing through my veins like fire. When I close my eyes, I see her face. When I open them, I still see her, painted across the horizon, written in the patterns of the stars. My body grows restless. I pace through the night like a lion in its cage, roaring silently, fighting battles no one sees. The desert winds rise within me, a storm I cannot contain. I shout her name into the darkness, and the dunes reply, their echoes carrying back my desperation. The horses neigh in the stables, as if they too feel the storm in my chest. Their hooves strike the ground, thunder within the silence of night. They are eager to run, to chase the phantom of her silhouette. The falcons spread their wings, restless, upon their perches. They look to me, but I am broken. They wait for command, but I have no strength to give. Madness now lives in my eyes, reflected in every mirror, every pool of water, every gaze that dares to meet mine. The desert itself fears me, for I am no longer master of it. I am a slave to her absence, a prisoner of love, a man unchained yet bound, ruler of lands yet conquered by longing. The desert becomes my companion. Days blur into nights, nights blur into endless silence. Time has abandoned me. The desert becomes my only companion. Its winds speak to me. Its sands embrace my footsteps. Its silence listens when no one else can. I wander among the dunes, speaking aloud, as though she walks beside me. I tell her my secrets, the ones I never told even the stars. I share with her the madness, the burden of the crown, the loneliness of my soul, but she does not answer. Only the wind replies, only the sand shifts beneath my feet. The sun beats down with cruelty, burning my skin, but I welcome the pain, for it distracts me from the fire within. At night, the moon follows me, a pale reflection of her beauty. The stars, countless as grains of sand, shine like the promises I made to her. And yet, promises mean nothing. When her presence is gone, the desert holds me like a mother, but I am still a child abandoned. I lay my head upon the sand, closing my eyes, praying for a dream where she returns. But even dreams betray me. Even in sleep, I chase shadows. Even in sleep, I wake with empty arms. The desert is loyal, but it cannot replace her. It gives me silence, but silence cannot heal. It gives me vastness, but vastness only mirrors the void inside me. Her absence is a storm. Her absence is not silence. It is a storm, louder than thunder, stronger than the winds that shape the dew. Every step I take feels like lightning striking, every breath like the crash of waves on forgotten shores. I am restless. My heart paces like a wild horse. My thoughts scatter like frightened birds. Her absence has become my tormentor, whipping me with memories, chaining me to longing. I see her in the corners of my vision, but when I turn, she disappears. I hear her laughter in the crackle of fire, but it is only the flames mocking me. I feel her warmth in the desert breeze, but it is only the wind's cruel trick. The storm does not see. It grows, it rages, it consumes. I try to write poetry, but the ink spills like tears. Every verse collapses, every rhyme falters. For how can I write beauty when my heart is drowning in madness? The storm inside me roars, and I know no desert can calm it, no crown can silence it, no falcon can outfly it. Only she can. Only her return can tame this storm. Madness becomes my legacy. Nights have become centuries. Days have turned to shadow. The man I once was is gone, buried beneath grief, swallowed by absence. I look into the mirror, and I do not know the face that stares back. His eyes burn with longing. His lips whisper her name. His soul is hollow. The desert echoes my madness. Every dune carries my cry. Every horizon reflects my sorrow. I am not the ruler of this land anymore. I am the ruled, enslaved by love, chained by absence. Yet perhaps this is my legacy. Not the battles I fought, not the lands I claimed, not the crown I wore, but this unending love, this unbearable madness, this desert of longing that lives within me. Let history write me not as a king, but as a man who loved beyond reason, a man who lost himself in her absence, a man whose madness was his truth. For love is not measured in victories or thrones, it is measured in the heart's devotion, in the soul's sacrifice, in the endless echo of longing. Without her I am nothing, without her I am lost. And until she returns, the desert will continue to echo my madness, forever and forever, until even the sands forget my name.